Hello everyone and welcome to Magical Me. I'm Jamie Mendez, spiritual intuitive and oracle, here with my weekly oracle message. So this is going to be a message for the collective for the week of August 2nd, 2021. But before I really go into any details or explanations of what it is that you can expect here today, I just want to ensure that those who are tuning in can hear me and see me okay. I see quite a few of you just starting to pop in, so I'll give you a few moments and just give me a heads up how the quality of sound is. Hey Jen, welcome lovely. Carolyn, Flo, Maria, happy Moon Day goddess. Welcome. Eleanor, welcome. Oh, awesome, Eleanor. Thank you very much for that. Courtney, welcome, gorgeous. Perfect. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate that. Wonderful. So then I will not waste any more time. We'll just get right on into it. So before I go into the magic here today, hi, Judy. Welcome. And if I did not say hello to you, just drop a comment. Sometimes I can't see the names that pop in, or even Facebook doesn't show me who's here all the time tuning in. So feel free to drop a comment and just say, hey, let me know that you're here. So every Monday, or so long as divine timing allows. Hey, Lisa. Welcome, gorgeous. Oh, thank you. Great, Jillian. I try to go. Oh, oh no. Then I see, then it froze. Is it good now? Hey, Bridget. Welcome, gorgeous. Thanks for being here. Yeah, just let me know if it's good for you now. This way, just make sure nobody else is experiencing it too. Yes, so every Monday I do attempt to go live. It's usually on Mondays. Sometimes I kind of switch the days up, really just because I'm all about moving in divine alignment and timing. I don't really try to force things. I allow myself to rest when necessary. So I do set the intention that it's mostly on Mondays or Moon Day around 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I do try to go live to bring forward a message for the collective, for all of us, and really just a heads up of guidance and insight into what is going on this week energetically, how we can best harness this energy and go and move in divine flow versus trying to swim blindly against that current, against the flow, and not really having an understanding of what is going on, which then can, obviously, one, make us feel out of sorts, but then also it can create a bit of discordant energy within us and within our lives. So really this message is just to teach us or guide us to what we can expect and how we can best maneuver through these energies or harness it to our advantage even. So there's a lot that goes into these readings. The first and foremost that I like to talk about is news and announcements. Any offerings or events that I have going on here at Magical Me or over at Oracles of the Light, I will share that information first. And then I like to talk about the energy or empathy forecast, which is really just a way for me to talk about any very specific astrological or energetic situations, alignments that are going on this particular week. So that might come up for us to really have more of a kind of like a need to know about, if you will. Then I pull an oracle card for guidance for all of us. So that is the Moon Day message part of it. Afterwards, I like to work with mudras and bringing forward a mudras for us all to work with together. I'll explain more about what mudras are when we get to that part. But for now, I'm just going to make sure all is well, as I don't see any more comments. So I really want to make sure everything is good. So I know Jillian said it froze. It doesn't look like I've heard anything back from her. Hi, Ashley. Welcome. If you all could just let me know, how is it for you on your end? I see people like popping in and out too, which is interesting. So I'm going to check my messages too and make sure. Oh, wonderful, Ashley. Thank you. Oh, great. Hi, Annie. Oh, good, Jillian. Thanks. Okay. I thought, am I just talking and talking and no one's even here anymore? It wouldn't be the first time. So, with that said, I'm going to go into just really I want to let everybody know, especially for more so anybody who's new to the Moon Day messages, these are not personalized individual readings here today. So I'm not doing readings per, those who are tuning in. What I'm actually doing is a reading for all of us and really what we all can expect going into the week. Now, I do set the intention that this is received for those who are in most need of hearing it or those who are in alignment with it, although it is for everyone. It is very interesting that those who are meant to receive the message at this moment in time find themselves here. But I will say also, it does not matter if you're watching this live or if you're watching this on the replay even months from now. We all find our way to the messages exactly when we are in most need of hearing them. And while these messages may resonate with one of you in one way, it may resonate with others in a completely different way. And that's the beauty of these messages, is that they are very much unique into all of us. We take them how they apply and resonate with us. And if it does not resonate with you in your life, then discard it and move on with that. All right? Okay. Hi, Carrie Ann. Hi, Tammy. Welcome. Vicky, welcome, gorgeous. Laura, welcome. All right, perfect. So now, first thing I want to get into is news and announcements. One of the events that we currently have going on between myself and Karen, my partner at Oracles of the Light, we are offering an in-person sound bath healing session, and it is our very first sound bath that we are offering. It's going to be this Saturday, August 7th at 7 p.m. at the Oracles of the Light facility in Wilsonboro, Pennsylvania. So this is going to be an incredibly galactic and in tune with the Sirius Lionsgate energy that we are currently in. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what that is for anybody who did not catch last week's Moon Day. I talked all about it, but considering it's this week, I'm going to go into a little bit of it again this week. So this sound bath is, Karen and I are working with crystal singing bowls, but we are also working with specific planetary and frequencies, ancient solfeggio frequencies that actually are in alignment with the Lionsgate energy, as well as Sirius, the star Sirius. So we're really harnessing this energy to help to facilitate the successful disintegration of those patterns, those looping cycles, energies that are distorted, that are all coming up at this time within your individual selves and within us as a collective, to be released and to be cleared, because the Lion's Gate is literally a stargate that opens and is facilitating an activation of crystalline light diamond codes that are basically helping us to come into higher awareness and higher consciousness. I'm trying to kind of keep it like short and simple so it's not too like overwhelming. So we really bathe you in these galactic sounds, and I'll also be utilizing some light language to attune and open up the channels to bring in that very specific Lion Gate energy. I have been told that I will be working with the Hathors of ancient Egypt, so that energy is also going to be coming in. And this is about an hour-long sound bath. We'll also be doing like a guided meditation to get everybody nice and anchored and grounded, and opening up your column of light to prepare for these frequencies to enter, if you will. So all really helping to facilitate that in which we are currently experiencing cosmically right now. So very powerful stuff. There are only 2 spaces available. Again, this is in person. If those 2 spaces are not filled by people paying in advance, because you can pay in advance, but also we are letting it open to people pay at the door when they arrive. But if those 2 spaces fill up in person, online first, we actually will not be accepting any walk-ins, if you will. So I'm so sorry about that. But our space, unfortunately, is limited due to size. And thankfully, we've had a wonderful turnout and response to this event. So again, there are only 2 spaces available. So if you are interested, I do suggest you pay online. The event has been posted on my page at Magical Me, as well as Oracles of the Light. For you to be able to sign up, all you have to do is send your payment and just shoot me a message right away, letting me know that you sent it, because we are going to take first come, first serve, okay? So it is going to be super fun and super magical. So we look forward to seeing all of you who already signed up and those of you who are yet to sign up. The only other event that we have going on at this time is actually my online spiral temple is actually going to be launching again. This is a 10-month online course in a private Facebook group, and all the videos that you are I should say all of the information, all of the videos are all pre-recorded. This way, it's really honestly kind of like you work at your own pace. But this is a sacred feminine healing course. So it is what I call my spiral temple. And the first level is opening up to all new initiates, if you will, and those who wish to work with their own awakening of their inner goddess through working with different goddess energies across many different cultures throughout time. We work with different energies like Mary Magdalene, the Celtic goddess Rhiannon. We work with the dark goddesses to work with our shadows. And really what this is doing is facilitating healing and self-love and helping you come back to wholeness and your sovereign goddess self. So with that said, we are also helping to align by moving in accordance with the wheel of the year. And so we also work with the different cycles and Sabbats. Each workshop does come with different activities, a way that you can do things to embody this energy within your own time, within your own space, and within your own self. But also I do guide everyone through a meditation with a light healing and activation every single month. So again, this is a 10-month journey. It is open now for registration until mid-September. I think September 21st is when I'm actually going to kind of close the doors to it. So once the doors close, it will not open up again until next September of 2022. So if you're interested, the event is posted on my page as well as on Oracles, and a lot more thorough information about what specific goddesses we'll be working with, what we'll be doing with those energies, and how everything works is in that event. If you have any questions about it at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Okay? All right. So that's it for the news and announcements. Hi, Lara. Carolyn, welcome. So how are you all? How is everyone doing this week? Because last week, oh, Tammy, oh, I would love for you to be able to make it. I know you're a little bit further, but yeah, I would love for you to, or not a little bit further, you're out in Canada, right? So you can't make it. I was confusing you with another Tammy who's a little bit more local, but not so local. But yeah, we have not figured out the microphone situation. We have microphones, high quality microphones, and the recording, you know, or even trying to do like a live with the singing bowls, there's too much kickback and reverberation. And so far we haven't had any luck with how the quality of that sounds. But we will see if we can just do a little bit of a snippet or two live from the space when we do it on Saturday, and just see how that goes. Of course, we won't be recording the entire thing, but maybe just a little bit of, you know, some magical moments here and there, if you will. See if I missed anything else. Hey, Allison. Welcome, lovely. Happy Moon Day. Thanks for being here. So, moving into the energy forecast. So I have some cosmic stuff to talk about. But first I'm going to talk about the energy and the empathy and what I've felt. Jillian. Anytime, sister, anytime. We could definitely try and give that a go. So remember last Moon Day, if you did not see it, I'm definitely going to encourage those of you who missed it to go back and watch it, because I really went into a full breakdown of this serious Lionsgate and what that really means for us and all the openings and access points leading up to it. So definitely encourage you to go back and catch that. But I also, last week I talked a little bit about how I was feeling, which was really in my power, really in that sovereign space where I felt very much like I was being pushed into new even aspects of myself, and really feeling like I was receiving quite a bit of information regarding my work and regarding what was going on for all of us as a collective. And I was also at the same time very pushed inward and taking that time out, those 22 days I talked about last week, and still am in that, taking the time to really go within and do a whole lot of self-evaluation, but also accessing soul memories and wisdom to bring forward in the now, or to understand and unravel in the now. So it's been a very incredible learning period for me. But this week has definitely been a little different. So it's not that I haven't felt in my power this week. I still feel that way. But there have been moments that I tapped into, and maybe some of it was mine too, which was why I understood it. But definitely it was moments, and then I would be out of it again. So I knew I was getting exposed to like the collective feel. And there was some really sad moments that I tapped into that made me feel like others were experiencing moments of hopelessness, moments of defeat, and feeling like, what's the point of moving on? What's the point of trying harder? What's the point of even going on anymore? Because it all just feels so hopeless. And that was really disheartening. And I actually had a friend reach out about another friend that was actually going through something, and some other people, mentioning some suicidal thoughts. And wow, that really, that hurts my heart, because one, I can understand that. I can, really relate to what this global crisis has inflicted upon us all, and how at times we can really feel like, okay, things are getting better, and then the moment that something gets put out there, it feels like we've just kind of taken 10 steps backwards. And some people have had it really difficult where they live, where lockdowns and whatnot have been, one after another. And so I can understand how there is this collective vibe of people feeling like they are at their breaking point, they're at their wits' end. But I want to say something. First of all, please, if you ever feel that way, reach out to someone, even if it's just to get that out of you, even if it's just to communicate that. It is so important, because keeping it inside is like a festering pustule. It's like a festering poison that just gets toxic and eventually can implode. And then obviously our inward creates our external. So it's so important, because I'm going to talk a little bit about more what's going on this week, and how this could be a reoccurring theme this week. And hopefully that's not the case. These are all just potentials, and obviously take what works for you and leave the rest. But please reach out. I'm always here. If I don't respond right away, I do so when I can. But I am not one of those people who's just a Facebook face and does not respond, does not comment back. I try to reply to every single message that is ever sent to me. So, please just have patience, but I absolutely will. And if I cannot help, I will absolutely send you to someone who can. So you are never alone. Please understand that. If these readings have taught any of us anything, we are all one. Okay, so there's always going to be someone else who is either experiencing what you're experiencing or has been at that point at one point in their lives. So know that you are never alone. There is no such thing. Okay? Just want to say that. Now, moving on, again, it was very brief that I tapped into that with, and hearing it from other people as well. The other part of it was feeling completely exhausted and drained, and really feeling like I just had no motivation, no inspiration to even do anything, to try anything, to work on anything at all. Even keeping up with my 22 days sacred ceremony for myself, it became quite a chore because the energy just has been building so intensely. And energetically, not even if you've got anything emotionally or mentally going on, energetically, these high frequency ascension energies coming in can really wipe us, because they are really kind of like pinging us, beaming directly into our cellular bodies, into our DNA, into our light body, to help us to release what's not serving us anymore. With that said, my physical body has actually taken a bit of a toll, where 2 nights ago, I think it was, I tossed and turned in agony all night long. And now I did actually go horseback riding for the first time in I don't know how long, and that probably contributed a little bit to my achiness, but not like this. Now remember, guys, that when we're sleeping, that is when the bulk of our energetic ascension work happens, because it is when we are most receptive. It is when we are most in that place of stillness. That's why when we are sleeping, that our bodies can heal the most efficiently. A lot happens in our sleep. And especially if you're an intuitive person or a dream oracle or something, you are probably sailing right now. Lots of us are going through karmic clearing and releasing and old patterning, kind of like the removal of those distortions through experiencing it in a dream state. So many of us are going through it as well. So sleep has been incredibly disturbed for not just me, but for many people. Also, again, back to the physical body. I think it was Laura, you've been feeling like you've been hit by a bus. Yeah. Yeah, me too. That's exactly what it was. Like my body, I feel ancient sometimes. I mean, it was toot muscle is ancient, but my body should not be feeling this ancient like body pain when I stand up in the morning after I wake up, and all kinds of joint pain. Now, when I tuned into this as to, okay, what's happening here, there is so much going on that I'm going to say this, and if it doesn't make sense to you or resonate with you, it's okay. Just hold on to it or toss it out. It might sound incredibly crazy, but trust me, there is so much more going on beyond the physical third dimension. All right. And if you're tuning in here, I mean, come on, you probably already understand that. But our bodies are morphing. We are literally now obviously this Lion's Gate I talked about last week is opening up and sending in this galactic crystalline light. And that is helping to upgrade our human bodies from carbon-based back to our original state of crystalline. Now, it's not something that's going to happen overnight, but it's happening very fast. I'll say that because some people it could be happening in waves. I will say that those who are light workers, star seeds, it's maybe happening to them a lot faster, more intensely, because they are the way showers, helping to show the others when it actually happens to them. So things do tend to happen in waves or more intensely for others than they do for others. And that's okay, because we're all where we need to be on our journeys. But this high frequency crystalline light that is coming in is actually helping to morph our DNA, our physical body structures. I went into a period where I was actually feeling some, like, I'm going to just flat out say contractions. I felt like I had flashbacks, like trauma to labor. I felt maybe a couple days back, it was probably closer to last week. literal contractions and like labor pains in my sacral, in the front where my womb space is, also in the back. And so immediately, of course, and I encourage all of you to do the same, tune into what you are feeling. Let your body tell you. And so what I tuned into was that it was my heart chakra was actually causing, I'm going to say that lightly, it wasn't causing it, but it's how I can best explain it with our human language, or being the catalyst for this pain that I was feeling. And the pain actually was coming from a merger of the lower chakras merging with our heart chakra. I know this sounds crazy, but just go with me. Merging into our heart chakra, and as we move more and more into higher consciousness, higher awareness, we are moving back into our original states, which is to be solely acting from, feeling from, connecting into the heart chakra, also that higher heart chakra, but we first go through the heart chakra there. So our bodies are literally morphing, and we are transforming in the most majestic, beautiful ways, but like the butterfly in the cocoon and that dissolving disintegration that happens, it doesn't always feel amazing, but it's what we're aspiring or ascending to, if that makes sense. All right. So that could explain some of what you're experiencing. Now, again, I'm not a doctor and I cannot spirit everything away, although everything does have a spiritual component to the physical. You can't have one without the other. So always, obviously, if you're feeling something, do not just listen to what I'm saying in that regard, like, oh, it's just this, no, obviously use your common sense and go see a doctor if you need to check something out, because you don't want to overlook something. But oftentimes this is a wonderful way to actually rule out anything physical, and you can understand that something is then what we consider spiritual. Okay. All right. Hey, Rob, welcome. Oh, thank you. Yes, the crystalline upgrades. Absolutely. Thanks for being here. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for what I want to talk about, what I've been feeling. I'm going to go into the cosmic stuff now. If that wasn't cosmic enough for you. No, okay, I just heard. So because we're going through all of this, it is so important to allow yourselves the time needed to integrate, to open up, because that's what's happening. If I can just explain this the way that I'm shown in my mind, is we are literally being dissolved and broken down. Like I want to go like this because I feel like we're actually being like broken open. And that has to happen to let out all of the densities, all of the outdated patterns, the programming in our DNA, in our cellular memory. This all has to kind of be cleansed and poured out of us. So it's so important for us to allow ourselves to rest, to release these things that come up, also to take ownership of those things, recognize what's coming up so you can move it out of your life, but also to heal yourself as much as possible. It's honestly, I'm going to tell you that this is going to be all month long. It's not just with this Lion Gate. It's going to be all month long. But I do feel like at least this week, it is really critical for us to really work on self-healing. Now, if you're not a healer and you have absolutely no idea what a chakra is and you've never done anything, I'm going to give you a super simple technique and kind of like catch all. Really just call in the light of divine love, the holy fire, the Holy Spirit, and just envision that light pouring down through your energy body. See it like a beam or a pillar of pure white or golden light, and just see it just pouring down through the top of your chakras, moving down each chakra. And if you don't know what chakras are, just do a quick Google search and you see an image or a diagram should pop up, and you can really just see it coming down through those chakras, sending it all the way down through your body, deep down into Earth. And from Earth, you can pull up Mother Earth's healing, nourishing energy back up through that column of light, back up to those higher chakras and up into, or back to source love. So that's a really quick way to do that, and just set the intention of just really purifying, cleansing, clearing debris, chaotic energy, any densities around you, whatnot. Just that's a really quick way. Anybody else, if you are an energy healer, now's the time to start really putting your money where your mouth is. Really work on healing yourself. If you, what I have been doing is actually channeling healing and light energy into my swimming pool. You could do this with your bathtub. You could also do this with the shower. And every time I go into the pool, I basically channel this energy in, also asking for the Holy Spirit to fill the water, because water is programmable, and really just allowing to be filled with that light, with that energy, and allowing that then to in turn just completely bathe me. And I don't just stop at my physical body, I actually see it moving into my cells and into every aspect of my body. So this is a really great way to do it. Obviously, working with herbs to cleanse and clear your auric field is wonderful, but they only work with your aura. You actually want to somehow pull that energy into your body. So if you can find herbs that you know are safe to ingest in teas too, that's fantastic. Working with crystals that can actually cleanse and heal, like selenite, is wonderful. You name it. Sound, the number one way to actually work with clearing and healing yourself, okay? So, and obviously energy healing. And if you know an energy healer, feel free to reach out to them as well. Okay, so that said, moving into the alignments that we have this week, which are all contributing to what I just discussed. Very first thing that we have is on the 6th. Yes, the 6th. The sun, currently in the sign of Leo. Okay, so our sovereign self. It's also about that harnessing your power, your fearlessness, your courageousness, stepping into your true self, and really also the energy of play and that embodying that childlike wonder and just that zest and joy for life again. Sun also is our nourishing of our body, right? But it also rules the ego and the ego mind. It actually comes into a square with the planet Uranus on the 6th. Uranus is said to be the mover and the shaker, the awakener. And how that happens is literally through it like facilitates a dissolving or destruction of the old ways, and of that old foundation, if you will. And it creates that friction, which is the alchemy needed in order to create a new outcome, in order to transform into a higher state of being, if you will. So if you think in that, so a square is something that is like, the way that I hear it in my mind is like confrontation. So a Sun, Uranus confrontation. And this is going to honestly work in our favor. So I don't want you to think, oh no, and put that energy out there that this is something that's going to be bad. It could obviously create some situations that you were not expecting, definitely breakthroughs. But this is essentially all happening to assist us, to facilitate us to be able to stand more in our power, okay? So it does create a bit of a challenge for us, but it's important that you take that challenge and look at it in a way that you can use it to your power. How is this actually helping you? Because that's what it's doing. Because again, Uranus being that awakener, it's helping to break you out of what you have become comfortable in, what you think you know about yourself or a current circumstance or situation. And it's breaking that down like a tower and sending it crashing to the ground so that you stop looking at it in that way and recognize that this is not it. This is just a distraction from the truth of you or the truth of the situation. So it's going to open you up to possibilities and change, to see the real picture, to see what really can be achieved or what you're really capable of. Okay, so look at it in that regard. Don't look at it in a way that is like, why me? Why is happening to me? What is going on right now? No, how can you harness this? Remember, you are a mighty, powerful, sovereign being, and it is in your divine birthright to be standing in that power, to own your power, and to take control of your life. You are not at the mercy of it. Okay? All right, so that is actually facilitating the Lion's Gate. Okay, so we've got all this lion stuff going on. It's because we are in Leo. So the Lion's Gate has been open since the I want to say it actually opened up on the 22nd. However, probably more so we really started moving with building this energy on the 26th. So as we've started building this, Sirius is basically moving closer and closer in alignment with Earth and our sun. So Sirius, the star known as our spiritual sun, that is what nourishes our soul. Also bringing focus and energy into our third eye chakra, altering perspective or aligning perspective, I should say. And then we have, our actual sun, which is what nourishes our body and the physical here. So the sun being that galactic core, and in our core is our power center in our solar plexus. So that is actually peaking on August 8th. Okay. So this is what is called the Lion's Gate, or it's a star gate. So what happens at that moment when it peaks is that it actually moves into alignment with the three great pyramids of Giza, as well as over the energy of the Sphinx in Egypt. Okay. So when this happens, it's said to open up a portal that pours down galactic high vibrational light that not only nourishes our soul, but also nourishes our physical body. So there's that upgrade with the crystalline light body upgrades coming in, accessing, should say, our ancient DNA, but also the floodgates to the Akashic records open at that time. So it's like a merging of what has been, what is now, and what is to come, and giving us this opportunity to make a quantum leap. Now, there's something a little bit more interesting that I have to give credit to Isis Channelings for. I follow this beautiful soul. I've talked about her in the past, Isis Channeling. She's amazing. Every time I receive information and pieces of puzzles, she literally has the same exact day the information, but in like further clarity and understanding. And she went in to talk about why the Sphinx is so important at that time is because it's actually so when we have that Stargate, that alignment there, not only are the three pyramids of Giza important, as they actually are not only are they that generator, that channel for opening up the energy, they are kind of like a clock, if you will. There's they keep time. But the Sphinx, the heart of the lion. So now all this is happening in the sign of Leo. This is why it's called the Lion's Gate. Now, the constellation Leo, constellation consists of multiple stars. The heart of the lion is known as Regulus. Okay? Regulus shines over the heart of the lion. And this is truly to receive the keys of ascension and activation to quantum leap into that new timeline, that new, to break the karmic loop that we've all been kind of stuck in your individual lives, as well as as a collective, to make that quantum leap. So back to the third eye chakra, that solar plexus being more in your power, the more that we come into our power, the more that we align back with love, the more that we come back into our heart-centeredness and in, our truth, or our true north. So as we come more into our heart space, now you heard me go all the way back to my energy forecast when I talked about my lower chakras I was shown were being actually merged with my heart chakra. That is actually creating this divine alignment between heart and mind. And as our hearts and our minds and our perception align, we can quantum leap beyond and transcend the lower vibrational realm, or just to kind of put it into layman's terms, paradigm that is no longer serving where we are going as a collective and individually. So at the same time, this is occurring in the new moon, and the new moon again. So this is all on Sunday, on August 8th. So I should actually clarify the situation with Regulus. That actually does not, it's not set to occur where the sun aligns in a way that it rises up out of the darkness, rises over and aligns with Regulus, which shines the light onto the lion's heart. That actually does not occur until about August 22nd, 23rd. Not coincidentally, that is going to be the full blue moon in Aquarius. So do you see these alignments all happening like in a major way? I'm actually going to be posting more specifically about that and what I personally received for the month of August, and it does pertain to Regulus. So I'll share that if I have time later today. If not, I'll get to it tomorrow. But the new moon will also be in Leo, which is interesting because now we have both sun and moon in Leo. So this is bringing a divine union of like magical proportion into harmony, oneness, and integration of all polarities coming together as one. So very powerful. Now, at the same time, these energies can only do so much. So it is so important to do the self work, because if you're not doing your self work, well, it does make it difficult for you to be able to even align with certain frequencies, if that makes sense at all. So again, and that is a very individual, unique journey. So again, that's why I said just really focusing on what's coming up, bringing healing, bringing forgiveness. Now, I also want to tell you to detach from a lot of what is coming up this week as chaotic. The reason being is because everything is serving the light right now. Everything is happening in divine flow. There is, with that Uranus square I talked about with the sun, it is creating circumstances that are challenging, but it can also feel like, 5 big steps backwards or things are going wrong. Understand that not everything this week is as it seems. It's happening actually the way that it needs to, again, to break us out of stagnation, out of that looping cycle that just doesn't work anymore as a collective. Okay, so I just want you to keep trudging on. Take care of yourself. Remember, you cannot, and especially energy healers, light workers, starseeds, whatever you want to refer to yourself as, especially because you cannot fill other people's chalices if yours is empty. All right? Okay. I think that's it for now. It's a big, big energy forecast, I know. Try to get back to some comments really quick. Jillian says, geez, I better call in the bees to give me some honey. Oh, yeah. There you go. I know that you're probably talking in a way that is definitely more than what you're saying here. So I'm going to not look further into that. Hey, Kimberly. Welcome, gorgeous. Didn't even see you pop in. Hey, Elise. Welcome. Amazing. I have been really drawn to connecting my womb and heart space and then sharing that activation or vibration throughout every cell in my body. Yes. Yes. Exactly that. Exactly that. And those of you who are also feeling this, we take that love, fill that love up within yourself, fill that healing, that light up within yourself, and then don't be afraid to give it out as well. Everywhere you go, just drop it like magical fairy dust. You're at the grocery store, just drop it everywhere you go. Again, setting the intention, envisioning it, doing that, but everywhere you go. If you're swimming in the pool, you got people in the pool with you, drop that magic everywhere you go. But again, fill your own vessel first. Okay. All right. I think that's it. So I am going to invite you all at this time to come into sacred space with me as I get ready to pull the Moon Day message for us all, if that was not message enough, although I'm sure it'll play out the way that it needs to. So I'm just going to have you all just kind of take a second to bring your energy into yourself. So really just take a nice deep breath in. Weave the light around us. And just let go of tension in your body. Nice deep breaths in and out. Drop your mind down into your heart space. All right. So, I really had a hard time deciding what cards I wanted to work with, but at the end of the day, I got this message about fairies. So, I'm going to actually call in the Fairy Forest Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. Said it wrong? All right. So let's see what guidance comes forward for the collective good for the week of August 2nd, 2021. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me just tap into this one. So the card is a number 15, which is numerically a 6, and 6 is the number of truth, illumination, enlightenment, harmony, and things coming together in a more harmonious flow. But also it is the number of divine love and higher love, as it is connected to the planet Venus. So the card itself is the Wizard, Rune King, Wise One, Counselor. This is such a potent card. Just looking at this, you really can feel the ancient magic that comes through those eyes there. So immediately when I connected with it, hey Jerry, hey Mike, welcome and thank you for being here. I did already talk about the news and announcements, the energy forecast, and what's going on in the cosmos this week, so you might want to catch that back on replay. But we just pulled the Moon message, and it is the Wizard. So when I looked at this, what I immediately felt was coming back into the world tree. Now, we could be here for a little bit when I go into all of that. But what that translates to me is coming back into your roots, coming back into the stillness or the silence of nature, but specifically the trees. So when I said the world tree, the world tree being the axis mundi, the bridge between heaven and earth, or what we consider to be the divine and the earthly realms. And we too are the axis mundi. We too are the trees and part of that world tree. So I always connect into and how I see my roots when we talk in meditation about and grounding. You often are guided to see roots, tree roots growing out of your root chakra into your earth star, down from your earth star into the heart of Mother Earth. But oftentimes I would actually see my own roots grow down into the earth, and they would and I'm going like this with my fingers because that's what they look like. They would actually weave into and link into the roots of trees around me. And it was like they were feeding me, they were giving me healing. And oftentimes I would see, especially when I would do meditations connecting into the world tree, I would do this, I would just see myself kind of like coming back into, like I was an egg on the world tree. That's why I said this is going to get deep. It was like an egg on the world tree, and it was almost like it was, germinating or healing me, restoring me back to my roots, restoring me back to my my original state. As we go through life, we get blocked up, we pick up energies, densities, attachments, cords. Again, we have like ancestral stuff going on, patterning, whatnot, you name it. So it's like to kind of like restore you back to your original state, if you will. Now, in this in this time, I mean, the only way I would have ever been able to even experience that was by coming back into my stillness and my centeredness, by anchoring my roots deep down into Mother Earth to be restored. I would have never known that. I would have never received that wisdom had I not come into that space of stillness. So that in itself is a message this week about us detaching from what is going on around us that might feel heavy, chaotic, conflicting, challenging, coming back into yourself, coming back into the roots. And I just seen Allison said that's because we are all connected. Yes, we are all connected. We are the trees, we are the cosmos, we are everything, we are one. So at the end of the day, remembering this also helps to detach from the ego of circumstances and situations that could come up during challenges, and helps to remove us from the woundedness of it by recognizing that we are all one and the same. What I do to you, I do to myself, and vice versa. So it's about coming back into that space of forgiveness, compassion, understanding, empathy, and again, beaming from that heart space, okay? But there's something even deeper with this, where it's feeling like it's calling me even back further, that it is really calling us all to come back into the silence, to be able to connect with our roots, our origins. Now remember, we might see trees here on Earth, but they are not solely here on Earth. They have their galactic blueprint, if you were, counterpart, as well as the underworld. They have their, the other world, they also have their roots deep down in that. So we are not solely this body, we are not solely this in this family, in our physical human connection and bloodline. It goes further back. And so you're being asked to receive your direction, your counsel, your guidance, your birthright, by coming back into that space of stillness and connecting into your roots. All right. So clearly this is going to ask you to come into that space, a little bit of meditation and silencing the mind to be able to receive that higher wisdom. And you can do that by actually setting the intention to connect in. We are always our higher self, but it doesn't hurt to say, receiving that guidance and insight directly from my higher self. And especially considering moving into this Lionsgate where these Akashic records are being accessed at that time, to really actually fully seeing into, that information that your soul carries, that your ancient DNA carries. It does make me feel like there is this like exchange happening between the tree beings as well as ourself right now. So, when we are asked, we're going through these major upgrades and everybody says, oh, you'll go back to nature for your healing. Absolutely. So coming back in and just, I saw it in my mind for a reason. So I'm just going to guide you into just seeing those tree roots grow down deep and seeing them link in to the trees around you, as the trees are a great network of light. And oftentimes I do see what they take in gets distributed throughout their network, and what they pull in from that network actually gets distributed back to you. So there's a really powerful opportunity for receiving potent healing, restoration, as well as wisdom and guidance, and accessing insight that is going to assist you. And that might be really necessary depending on what this Sun-Uranus square kind of kicks up for everybody, to remember to tap out of the distortions and tune in to the self. Okay, introspection a lot this week. With that said, if you are struggling with something, because the last part that I heard about this was I'm drawn to the word counselor. If you are struggling with something, as I talked about this in my energy forecast early on, but if you're struggling with something that might be coming up, you don't, maybe there's a circumstance that's going on in your life, maybe it's a repeat cycle, and maybe you want some more insight into that, then I'm going to recommend you speaking to someone spiritual about it, whether it be a shaman, whether it be an oracle, someone like myself that can help with providing insight through readings or through even like past life regression, things like that. So it feels less going to somebody, I mean, unless you really feel called to go to an energy healer too, that could possibly be it. But I'm almost feeling more like it's like some sort of counseling, some spiritual counseling that might be necessary to help you understand how to help yourself, to help you take that power back from a situation. And that's what a true healer is really all about, is they're not doing the work for you. They're just giving you the tools or helping kind of paint the picture for you to be able to do it for yourself. All right. So at the end of the day, though, you are the magician. You are the alchemist. You have the power to transform your own realities, to liberate yourself from anything that does not feel good, that doesn't feel right, that doesn't honor your soul, that doesn't come from the heart space. Anything that offends your soul, let it go. Detach. All right? All right, everybody, I hope that makes sense. That's quite a deep message for us all this week, but I guess considering the galactic events we've got going on, that's not far-fetched, okay? All right. Let's see if I missed anything. Hey, Karen. Welcome. Glad you made it. Happy Moon Day, love. Okay, so mudra. Last but not least. So every week I like to work with a mudra to assist us in taking our power back, to really help ourselves, literally by taking your power into your hands. As mudras are formed, or ancient sacred, I should say seals. I don't like to say them in gestures because that can just go to a whole nother way. These sigils, I want to say the word sigils, and seals actually formed with your hands, as we have chakras within our palms, and our fingertips act as activators as they are connected to the elements. So with that said, mudra is an ancient Sanskrit word that translates into seal. I see that as kind of like a wax seal or an activator button, if you will, so that when you form these seals with your hands, and there are many of them, they actually connect into your energy centers. Some mudras work with all the energy centers. Some mudras only work with one or another one. They don't work with, it really just depends on the mudra that you get, is what I'm trying to say. But through channeling and forming these seals with your hands, and again, I keep doing them because we do them all the time without even realizing that we're doing them. So through forming these seals, setting intention, and breath work, we are able to channel pranic energy into our energy centers, and those energy centers rule over, they connect into or link into all of our energy bodies. So they rule. So each mudra will rule over a physical part of your body, your emotional body, your mental body, and then your spiritual body. These can help to alleviate physical dis-ease and discord, also help to alleviate emotional blockage, mental blockage, and also help to expand your consciousness and move you more towards enlightenment. So these are incredibly powerful tools that you can work with at home by yourself to facilitate your own healing and growth. Okay, so with that said, if there is a caution with the mudra, as some do come with cautions, because the specific mudra they work with might stimulate a little bit, it might overstimulate an energy in your physical area. And if you already suffer from physical issues in that area, it's just going to make it a little bit more, it could create some agitation or irritation. So I will let you know, and you choose whether or not you work with that on your own, okay? All right, so what I do is I pull from a deck known as Mudras for Awakening the Energy Body by Alison D. Nicola, and kind of see intuitively what mudra wants to come out to facilitate the messages that came forward. So it's really kind of helping us in that regard. So I will pull that, I'll go over it, and then we can do it together if you choose. And then after this is done, I'll take a picture, post it on my page, and you can save it to your phone and work with this mudra all day long. Literally takes 3 to 5 minutes to work with, and it's really helping to empower and heal, okay? All right, so what mudra comes forward for the collective good for the week of August 2nd, 2021? Oh goodness, got like 3, but I'm going to take whatever one is right side up. And look at that. I'm going to show you the other ones, but we're not going to work with all of them because I feel like they're talking and they're telling a story. Interesting. So the first one is actually the Trimurta mudra. This is the one we're going to work with, and it is the mudra of harmony. What? It is connected to the sacral chakra. We talked all about that, right? So harmony. So it's helping bring harmony. And then the next one that was there was, I should take this one, contemplation. It is the Dhyana mudra. So contemplation, helping us in that space of, now the sacral chakra also rules over fluidity, creation, creative expression, how we want to creatively express ourselves here, but also at the same time, it is where our emotions are stored, okay, and any wounding at the same time. So helps come into that place of contemplation, which again, that rune king, that wizard there. And then the Vishuddha mudra, which is purification. So then it's helping you to clear it at the same time. So it's helping you come into that space, feeling into it, contemplating to understand it, to acknowledge it, and then to purify it. I will post all of these, but I'm only going to work with the one today, okay? So we've been here for quite some time. All right, so Trimurta mudra. It assists with life transitions, okay? We actually get preparing for quite the big one here. Equanimity and balance. It benefits menopause, fertility, and pelvic issues. It cultivates emotional balance and support, and it harmonizes change. So that's fantastic when we have this Uranus and Sun square happening. That's going to kind of, again, create some challenge, but great change at the same time. So therefore helping us to harmonize that change, right? I'm also really loving, I never saw this before here, but that looks to me like the Sacred Heart Flame. It's very powerful, of the Holy Trinity, the Holy Spirit, our Sacred Heart Flames. And considering that alignment between heart and womb there that I was seeing, interesting that our Sacred Heart Flame would be in our womb. Okay, so do this together. It's a very simple one. So all you're going to do is you're just going to hold your hands in front of your pelvis, facing downwards, touching the thumb tips together and connecting the index fingers, okay? So that they form that triangle. Then you're just going to place that in front of your pelvis or womb. Lengthen your spine. Make sure your palms are facing in. Close your eyes and just take a nice deep breath in. And release. Again, deep breath in. And release. Last time, deep breath in. And release. And you can state, balance and harmony accompany all of my transitions. Balance and harmony accompany all of my transitions. Balance and harmony accompany all of my transitions. And so it is. And you can open your eyes. Just got a really loud ringing in my left ear right as I said that last mantra or affirmation there. So with that said, you can work with this all week long. I'm going to post it to my page like I said. And I like to increase the breaths in threes, in increments of three. So we did it 3 times today. Tomorrow you can work with it utilizing 6 breaths, and the next day 9 breaths, and so on and so forth. And that's the 369 is actually ancient Pythagorean or Solfeggio concept and understanding, I should just say. But yes, so that one. And then if you want to work with the other ones, you can work with them all together. I'll post all of them together, like I said, and try to do them in that order: the harmony, contemplation, purification. Okay? I don't think it's going to hurt anything if you don't, but still, it's that kind of how I saw it in my head, working itself out. But all right, everybody, thank you so much again, as always, for being here with me on this very lengthy, long moon day. I hope that you receive all that you need to this week as we move through these interesting energies. And remember, all is not as it seems. Everything is working for the light. Everything is happening exactly as it needs to. Okay? So much love and blessings to all. Enjoy your week and enjoy this magical 8/8 Lionsgate and new moon. Bye-bye, everyone.